Hello, this is gaelenfade, and welcome to another episode of How to Build an Epic City for Grand Ages Rome. What we're going to be looking at today is actually the Eternal City, Rome itself. Of course, as I've said before, none of my cities are fully complete due to the fact that I can only build so big before my game will crash the desktop. It actually may happen while I'm playing here, simply because I think I've gone overboard trying to do a little bit more. But anyway, we're going to take a look and give you some ideas on what I have done. Rome was built on 7 hills. I am not done. I've only built on 6 of those 7 so far. I do got the 7th hill, which is actually right here. The last hill, which I'll be, of course, completing when I get more RAM, hopefully probably around the holiday season. Let's take a look here at everything we have. I'm going to start you out on one of my favorite views, which is right back here from the Colosseum, so you can get a nice good view on the whole city itself and what we're taking a look at here. As you can see, we've got the whole hill up here covered. This is our religious center. As I've done in many other, as I've told you in other videos, I like to have a religious area, then of course a state area for government, and that's what we have here. So you have the Palpatine Hill over here, and this would be the Aventine. I've tried to make this as much like real Rome as possible. If you look at some of the maps, you'll notice that I do have the Circus Maximus in the center of the valley like they did, coming up from the Tiber. The only difference is on my Rome, the Colosseum would have actually been about here, and then the Forum would have been here, this would have been here, and then so a person would have gone to Circus Maximus here, come up to the Forum, and then taken like a right going up this Ave Sacra, which is the sacred way of the Roman city, and going up to the actual Colosseum. But to tell you the truth, I actually like this better for one good reason, and I'm going to zoom in on that reason right now. When you're standing at the Forum, you get an awesome view. Look at that. You can see the Circus Maximus and the Colosseum sitting on the hill way in the background. An absolutely gorgeous and beautiful view. And that's really great because, of course, I have the triumphant walk here that our soldiers come up after they've won a victory. So they could actually start here and then walk all the way to the Forum that way. Let's take a look at some of our hills, some of the most impressive things. That is a gorgeous hill. You can see all the way up on the other side of it there. You've got the Temple of Mars facing out towards the river. You've got the courthouse. And then you've got the Senate. As you can see, I've said put lots of trees in. Now you see why. When you take a look at that hill, it just looks so full, but not cluttered. Simply because you've pushed back all the plains with all this additional beautification. Let's take a look at if we were standing up at one of the temples. Oh, well, here's a good view. Get a nice, big, all-encompassing of the city. And we've even got the poor people area, like I always like to do. Just like in Rome, they had the poor hill, which is right here. So we have all our building and our slaves and all the poor folk over here. And that's right near the river. So as soon as someone walks in right here, they would have this beautiful view as they walked into the city. Of course, of the Temple of Mars overlooking them. They'd see the religious other temple over here, the Victory Column, slowly going down the hill towards the Forums. And of course, if they were to take a left, they'd be into the poor neighborhood, going up, as you can see, through this road to the poor hill, circling back around all the way up to the religious center, because who doesn't need religion more than the poor, right? Okay, as you can see, lots of trees, lots of beautification, statues, posts, potted plants, whatever, tons of stuff. Here's another good view that I always like. Imagining if you're eating dinner here and this is your view, you get to see the whole side of the Roman city all the way from over there. Just a really, really awesome view. Alright, let's pretend we're up on the hill going through our temple here. We were at the Temple of Mars. Oh, cool, we got a little person out here. So look at what they get to look. They can see over there the Circus Maximus. They can look all the way down into the into the valley of the field there, and of course they can see all the way up onto the other hill itself. And you can even see the road leading up the hill all the way here, which we'll be going over in a second. So again, just a really awesome view because you're building up and you're really just taking a lot of pre-planning. As you can see, none of my city is like too much clustered. Although things are close, things are also nice and separate sometimes. I do have some areas, especially in the poor neighborhoods, things tend to be more clustered and put together like this because, well, that's what the poor people did. But of course, as you get more rich and tend to go to the rich people, it gets more open. Things like this, because that's what they would have wanted. More open areas and things of that nature. So let's go here. This is the back area leading up to the hill. So if a citizen, and another awesome view here you can see in the distance. So if a citizen was coming up this road and they wanted to go into the back side of the temple, they could. Gives a little shaded entrance here, kind of makes it look kind of secretive. We've got the Pantheon up here. Even got a little food for the people who work up here and everything else. And if we were at the Pantheon, this would be our view. We could see the hill, but of course we're blocked by a few trees, but I'll go up there a little bit. And that is our view from this side. One more time back to the Colosseum here, so you can see that nice whole view of both hills. There it is. Just a nice, breathtaking sight as you go from the whole side. You see the valley of the city, and then all the way back up to the hill.